So good evening everyone. My name is Shaina Dagyo. So my assigned topic is about on poetic genius. So first let us define what is on poetic genius according to Samuel Coleridge. So on poetic genius explains what makes a true poet. Coleridge says that poetic genius comes from imagination, not just skill. A poet where genius can create new ideas and bring deep meaning and emotion to words. This ability is natural and inborn, not learned. Coleridge also says genius different from talent because talent only combines ideas already known while genius creates something original. In short, poetic genius is the power to imagine, create, and express truth in a beautiful and meaningful way. So, in the book of Biographia Literaria by Coleridge, in chapter 15, he examined the early works of Shakespeare, which are the Venus and Adonis and the Rape of Lucrece. But I am not familiar the story of the rape of Lucrece. But Venus and Adonis, I will tell you the story of Venus and Adonis. So, Venus and Adonis is a narrative poem by William Shakespeare published in 1593, which was likely first publication. So, the story opens at dawn as Adonis, a beautiful young man, prepares for a hunting trip. Venus, in your information, Venus is the the Roman god, which is the goddess of love, beauty, desire, fertility, and prosperity. So, in Greek mythology, her name is Aphrodite. So, are you familiar with the story of Cupid and Psyche? So Cupid there is his mother is Venus. So Venus, the Roman goddess of love, encounters him and is immediately overcome by desire. She attempts to seduce him, but Adonis is young and resists her advances, showing no interest in her. He views her feelings as lust rather than true love. So the poem is complex work that uses shifting tones and perspectives to present contrasting views on the nature of love. So ultimately, Adonis is killed by a wild boar during the hunt, and the sorrowful Venus laments his death, prophesying that future love will be mixed by sorrow and negative emotions. So there are four ways that manifest the real poetic genius according to Coleridge. So as stated by Coleridge, so first is the sense of musical delight. So it means enjoying the sound and rhythm of words. A poet feels pleasure in how words flow, rhyme, and create music when read or heard. This quality helps the poet choose words that sounds pleasant and expressive. So it makes poetry more attractive and emotional even before we understand the full meaning. So the second one is choice of the subject. So choice of the subject, Coleridge means that selecting the right topics of themes for poetry. A poet with genius chooses subjects that are meaningful, interesting, and rich in emotion. So these subjects help express deep ideas about life, nature, love, or human feelings. So a good choice of subject makes the poem powerful and engaging for readers. Okay. So the third one is the shaping and modifying power of imagination. So according to Coleridge, this means the poet's imagination can change, shape, and improve ideas. It does not just copy reality. Instead, imagination transforms ordinary experiences into something new and beautiful. So through this power, a poet connects ideas, adds emotion, and gives deeper meaning. It helps create original and powerful poetry. So next, the fourth one is the depth and energy of thought. So according to Coleridge, it is means having deep ideas and strong thinking power. A poet with this quality thinks seriously about life, emotions, and power and truth. So their thoughts are not shallow or weak. Instead, they are rich, powerful, and full of feeling. So this makes the poem meaningful, leaves a strong impact on the readers. So in the next, so those are the four manifesting genius poetic. So next is the Bysshe Shelley, 1792 to 1822. So Percy Bysshe Shelley was a famous English romantic poet. He was known for his strong ideas about freedom, love, and social justice. Shelley believed poetry could change society and inspire people. His poems often talk about nature, imagination, and human hope. So some of his works is Ozymandias in 1818 and Ode to the West Wind 1819, To a Skylark 1820 and the political ballad The Mass of Anarchy 1819. His other major works include the verse drama The Cenci 1819 and the long poems such as Alastor or The Spirit of Solitude 1815, Julian and Madalo 1819, Adonis 1821 and Prometheus Unbound 1820. Widely considered his masterpiece, Helias 1822, and his final unfinished work, The Triumph of Life 1822. He died at a young age of 29, but his poetry is still admired today for its beautiful and powerful ideas. Many of his poetry and prose was not published in his lifetime, or only published in expurgated form due to the rest of prosecution for a political and religious rebel. So that's all for my part. Thank you and God bless.